So, some of y'all know about The Owl House, this Disney show that recently came out, I think, in 2020. Yeah, it's from Disney. I think it's in Disney Plus, Disney XD. I don't know, but I remember when it came out, there was like a lot of hype around it, and my explore page was filled with fan art about the characters and shit. And I tried to give it a watch. You can see what was all the hype about and shit. And I didn't like it. In my opinion, it was a little um generic, not very original, and just I don't know. It felt like it lacked heart and charisma. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. It felt soulless to me, at least, and not because I didn't like it means that it's a bad show, obviously. But um, I don't want to talk about the plot or all that shit. I want to talk a little bit about how the show was marketed as, you know, because I remember that even me, that I didn't know anything about the show and I didn't engage with the fandom or whatever, I already knew that Luz Naceda was bisexual and that she was Latina. So I think that's a problem. And I think I can talk about this because I am Latina and I'm also bisexual. So when I discovered that, I thought that I would relate pretty quickly to her, but that wasn't the case. So I think the problem is that they're trying to make so much hype around the fact that, oh, Disney's first bisexual character and shit. Like, no, no way. Like, I get that Disney is pretty fucking homophobic, and it took like everything for them to even have a character that wasn't straight and more impressive, I guess, as a protagonist. Like, yeah, that's a win for us and shit, but I don't know. It felt kinda disgusting and dirty how they wanted that to be the whole thing. Like, they wanted that to be her thing. Like, I get that she has a personality and all that stuff, but the fact that that was the first thing that I knew about the show, not her name, not the plot, no, that she was Latina and she was bisexual. Now, I don't want to be that person that is like, oh, it's forced diversity. No, I think that term is stupid. I don't think there's such a thing like forced diversity. I don't know, that's kind of stupid Twitter term. But I will say that as a queer person, as a bisexual girl, I think representation should come just as another part of the character. You know, don't make it their whole thing, but also don't make it like some creators and showrunners like to do it, where they are like, oh yeah, actually this character is gay, or this character is asexual, like 5 years after the show ended. No, like, le- Each extreme is bad. I think that we shouldn't be making such a fuss about these things and then don't give charisma to the characters, because in my opinion Luz Noceda doesn't have charisma. I think she's pretty generic for a protagonist, classic. Oh, I'm kind of quirky. Oh, I'm kind of distracted and I want to escape from reality, and pretty basic standard stuff for protagonists. Like, and I really wanted to relate to her because I think it's cool that for these shows they're having characters from the LGBT community and from Latin America. I think that's pretty cool, honestly. Like, I wish there were more characters like that, but I wish people didn't market their characters like that was their whole thing, because that should be what comes next after discovering the character. You know what I mean? Like, we should be able to fall in love with the character first and then discover, oh, they happen to be a romantic, or oh, they happen to be queer, you know? And there are some parts that I understand how they can be like the first thing you know about the person. For example, um, a trans character, I think, and their identity can be like a big part of their story in character development. You know what I mean? And also with gay characters, queer characters, that is a big part of their persona. Trying to maybe overcome a homophobic family or trying to learn how to love themselves. That's a good story. I like that, that's good ideas for characters, but I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one feeling this way. I don't know. I just feel like Luz Noceda is very much. Um, they tried to give her characteristics that maybe are not seen so often first, and then they gave her her personality. I don't know. I mean, look, I think that to make a character that is relatable, you need to make them very specific. And I know that sounds weird because if you want to relate to a lot of people, you need to make them very generic. But I think that if you make a character that has very specific qualities to them and have very unique thought process and stuff, that can click way more um, personally to people, and more, it can hit home better than a baked character like Luz Noceda, because she was clearly made so a lot of people could relate to her, because um, they are creative and they want to live in a fantasy world. Who doesn't want that? Who, you know? So, yeah, maybe this is a big step for representation. Maybe it isn't. I think it is. I think it's nice. But at the same time, I wished it wasn't like all of it. I wished I could have liked the show. This is just my opinion. I think she lacks a lot of charisma and a lot of heart, but whatever. That's it. Bye.